Well, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody saved a little energy for today from all the fun we had last night and whatnot. My name is Jay Berkowitz, and I'm pleased to share 10 success strategies for internet marketers. My objectives are to share strategies to help you build your personal brand. We're going to do best practices for things like search and video analytics. I'm going to go through some basic and advanced search engine marketing. We're going to talk about how to use some really exciting new products, Haro and Blidgets and Gus and SpyFu and iSpionage. Every of the 10 strategies I'm going to go through is going to have sort of like a beginner, intermediate, and advanced component to it. So if you're just starting out, I'm going to try and be really introductory, and then I'm going to share a couple advanced tactics and strategies on each of them. And everybody should have a handout that looks like this, because I'm going to go really quickly through a lot of the slides, so you want to have the handout. And you should have a form that looks like this, because if you want to get any other information and a chance to win a copy of, actually there's more at the back, so better place to go is there. And chance to win a free consultation and a copy of the 10 Golden Rules of Online Marketing Workbook, which I released about 6 months ago. So strap on your seatbelts, because I'm going to go fast. We've got about 120 slides, 60 minutes, so we're going to do about 30 seconds a slide. Quick poll, if you wouldn't mind, please share with me by a show of hands. How many people have read a blog? Everyone in the room? I should probably ask how many people haven't read a blog with this audience. How many people have commented on somebody else's blog? Okay, about half of the room have commented on somebody else's blog. How many people have their own blog? Okay, probably about 40% of the room. How many have listened to a podcast? About half the room, okay? And about 18% of people have downloaded a podcast, so we're about 50%. How many people have their own podcast? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I think that's a record for my crowd, except for PodCount. And how many people have their own video cast? A couple, 3, 4 in the room. How many have watched a YouTube video? Everybody? Who hasn't watched a YouTube video? Nobody's admitting it. How many have uploaded their own YouTube video? About a third of the room. And how many people are on Twitter? Only about 20%, 30% of the room. You got to be on Twitter. Make sure you fill out this form for a chance to win, as I mentioned. And if you are on Twitter, if you wouldn't mind tweeting that we're here and we're going to cover a lot of really cool stuff, let's spread the word and bring some other people to the room. Quickly, my background, I worked for Coca-Cola and McDonald's, got really good big brand experience, started working with Sprint and getting into the internet in 96, 97. Moved to eDiets, moved to Florida to work at a company that was a pure .com play. And we took that company from about $2 million to about $50 million. And then I wrote a presentation called the 10 Golden Rules of Internet Marketing. And I spoke at the Direct Marketing Association. And 5 or 6 people came up to me and said, that was really great. We'd like to hire you as a consultant. And I started a company called 10 Golden Rules. I do a ton of this kind of presenting. I'm involved with the American Marketing Association. SEMPO is a great organization, the Search Engine Marketing Professionals Organization. I'm involved with that, the South Florida Interactive Marketing Association. And I'm pleased to announce that in February, we're launching an Internet Marketing Certificate course with the University of San Francisco. And I was selected as the subject matter expert, and we have a number of other tremendous experts. Jim Kukral's in the room, contributed some great content. So that's going to be starting in February, and there'll be information on our website, an Internet Marketing Certificate course. Looks like I lost battery. I'm going to get to that in a minute. 10 Golden Rules helps companies get more traffic to the website and convert that traffic to sales. And I'm just going to grab a battery because I think I lost my remote. Bear with me for 1 second. It was fine this morning. Hopefully we can get this to work. We're good? Always have backup batteries, golden rule number 11. Okay. So 10 success strategies for internet marketers. And the first one I'm going to talk about building your personal brand. There's a lot of buzz about this, and I want to give you some real concrete strategies. And the term personal brand probably came to our awareness back in '97 when Tom Peters wrote a story called The Brand Called You in Fast Company. And ironically, he said, don't think of yourself as an employee of General Motors. Starting today, you are a brand. Your brand is isn't what you say it is, it's what Google says it is. Great line from Chris Anderson, author of The Long Tail and editor of Wired magazine. And if you look at Jay Berkowitz on Google, I have a number of different results that come up on the first page, everything from I'm buying a pay-per-click ad, our website, our blog, a video interview, an article in the Wall Street Journal. So how do you get your brand out there? How do you position your personal brand? The first thing is you have to think of yourself as a brand manager. Develop your own brand marketing plan and develop your own strategic objectives the same way a brand manager at Procter & Gamble would plan the year for Crest. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to get to the next level? Determine your USP. What makes you distinctive? What can differentiate you from everybody else here at this conference and everybody else on the internet? What's one of your unique selling propositions? I determined that I had a background in brand advertising, direct advertising, and about 7-8 years of internet experience 5 years ago when I wrote the 10 Golden Rules of Internet Marketing. And I built my personal brand around 10 Golden Rules and internet marketing as my specialty. Number 3, follow your passion. Those of us who got up yesterday to see Gary Vaynerchuk really rocked our world here with the keynote presentation at Affiliate Summit. And Gary's done an incredible job building that personal brand. And one of the things he talked about, we sat down before his presentation, we talked about finding your passion, find your unique elements of what you're passionate about. What do you love to read? What sites do you hang out on? Where can you go to other sites and comment? And pick that as your area of passion and build your personal messaging, your personal tweeting, your blogging, your websites, and your affiliate promotions around something that you have a passion about. Chris Brogan's another monster in the social media space. And Chris had this advice. He said, listen. Listen first. Go out and read a bunch of other blogs. And when you jump into a new social media like a Twitter or a Facebook or a LinkedIn, spend time reading and understanding the community, understanding the commonalities of the community. How do other people comment and participate in that community before you start talking? Number 5, embrace your inner author. Nothing's going to help you build your personal brand and spread your personal message like authoring unique content. And that can be as little as a 140-character Twitter tweet, a blog post, or even getting to the point where you're writing your own book, creating your own website. Number 6, build your net. Networking is very, very powerful in building your personal brand. But online networking is the same as offline networking. You have to give to get. Great networkers are not the people who were at the party last night flipping out as many business cards as they could. The people you're going to remember from this conference are the people who took time to get to know what you're about, who wanted to find out sincerely what it was that you were trying to accomplish. Why were you here in Las Vegas? And then take the time when you go back from this conference to follow up with those people. Send them a note, help them out. People who are looking for new business, connect them with people who are looking for leads. People who are looking for a job, those are people you can really, really help out and make a significant difference in their life. And connect them with some websites you know about or some job opportunities or people who are looking to hire. Great networkers give to get, and it's amazing how the karma comes back to you. When you help people out, if you're the person who helps someone get a job from this conference, they're going to remember you for the rest of your life. And that's great networking, and the karma, I promise, will come back to you. Number 7 is volunteer to shine. Missy Ward, one of the co-organizers of Affiliate Summit, was just announced as an award winner as the Pay It Forward Award because she does an amazing job volunteering. And volunteering's been amazing for me in my career. I've used it 2 ways. One is I will jump in on a committee or an organization and help out in my area of expertise. So I might help with marketing or internet marketing my first year on a committee. The strategy I take is the second year, I'll go on a committee where I don't have as much expertise. So for example, about 10 years ago on a committee, I took the role as PR manager. And I'd always worked, secondarily with PR in my career, but I took the job of writing the press releases, contacting the journalists, and now I had concrete examples of PR success on my resume that I could use in a job interview. So volunteering is a great way to get involved, to help out. It's also a great way to add something to your resume and add something to your career. Number 8, I say innovate to lead. Take advantage of new technologies. I use the rule of threes. There's so many new technologies coming out, but when I hear 2 or 3 people talking about something like Twitter or Google Friend Connect is the one that seems to have the buzz the last couple weeks, I'm going to check out that new technology. I'm not going to, if I hear about something once, I don't have time to check about everything you're hearing about, but I use the rule of threes. And if you can blog about it or talk about it and position yourself as an expert, soon you're going to be the person people are looking to as an expert. Number 9, I recommend you entrepreneur. Think of yourself like a mini Donald Trump. And what an amazing opportunity to take advantage, especially if you're working in a job. Set up a blog, get some affiliate links on your blog, get some Google AdSense on there, and think of entrepreneuring as a verb. It's something you do, and it's something that's going to teach you so many skills, especially in the online environment. There's no hurdles to getting started. And number 10 is speak up. Incredible opportunity to move your career, move your personal brand forward. And believe it or not, I wasn't a confident speaker many, many years ago, and I went to Toastmasters. I highly recommend it, and a group of 8 or 10 people are going to sit around a room. You're going to practice presentations, you're going to coach each other, and read everything you can, devour everything you can. My advanced tip on speaking, you absolutely have to be reading Gar Reynolds' Presentation Zen. It's an amazing blog and book on the advanced art of presentation with lots of videos and not lots of words on slides. So strategy number 1, build your personal brand. Carve out a unique niche for your brand. Become your own brand manager. Listen first, follow your passion, and some advanced tactics are writing ebooks and white papers and taking advantage of public speaking opportunities. Definitely don't miss Presentation Zen. Strategy number 2, we're going to talk about video. And those of you familiar with all the stuff Sean Collins does, the other co-founder of Affiliate Summit, he does some amazing little videos. They're training videos talking about you. They're very, very simple, just shot in his home office with his Diet Dr. Peppers there on the desk. And Sean gives training about affiliate marketing. And what a great way to start building your brand and building the brand of Affiliate Summit and bringing people to his site. Vaynerchuk, of course, took Wine Library with Wine Library TV from a $3 million business to a $50 million business. Will It Blend multiplied their business by 5 times by blending everything. Here they're blending an iPhone and filming these little funny videos, and the things become an absolute explosion on YouTube. So here's some tips, some best practices for using video. Amazing story. YouTube went from 2 years ago, these 2 young guys were maxing out their credit cards to serve free videos. It was purchased by Google for $1.65 billion. YouTube is now the number 3 website according to Alexa across the internet. So video is monster. It's a huge opportunity to build your brand, to build your company's brand, and to share the good word. So some best practices. Number 1, entertain. Great music, celebrities, spoofs work fantastically. This video called I Got a Crush on Obama was watched by 12 million people. And that was probably the second big hurdle that took Obama to another level. The first one was his presentation at the Democratic National Convention 4 years ago. And the second one was this Obama Girl video that absolutely exploded into our awareness. Second best practice is educate with how-to videos. We're all looking to learn stuff, and so many people are looking to learn on video, and what a great way to use the combination of word and pictures and motion. How-to videos are awesome, the Common Craft videos. The third thing, make sure you tag your videos correctly for what's called blended search. We're now seeing the search results in Google will often include a video, and look how powerful that is with this video for our client Annie's Costumes. You see that video really pops out on the screen because it's got the picture, it stands out on the words, and what an incredible search result. Third tip is something called Tube Mogul. There's a couple other competitors that do this as well. You can promote and send your video to 14 different video sites at the same time. So Tube Mogul is a great way to load up your videos to YouTube and the other video sites. They also have incredible statistics and reporting. A targeted thumbnail. So pick a great image from your video and set that up as the thumbnail. This is a video that doesn't even show Britney Spears topless, but it's had 35 million views because it promises that Britney's going to be topless. Promote your video. The Geek Brief TV, Callie Lewis's great video series. She doesn't just throw this up on a channel called Geek Brief TV. She's promoting it like crazy with a blog, on Twitter, and throughout building a community. So strategy number 2, video. Videos build viral traffic, and they're very, very powerful for conversion. If you can demonstrate your product in a way that's going to help people with how-to videos, it's a tremendous tool for converting people who come to your website from a lead to an actual customer. Some of the tactics, of course, YouTube, entertain, educate, name and tag your videos with keywords so they get picked up in blended search and the search engines. Some advanced tactics use TubeMogul for loading your videos to multiple video sites, as well as great tracking, build communities, create great thumbnails, and take advantage of Web 2.0 opportunities like Dig and Reddit and StumbleUpon. Number 3, I'm going to share with you my secret weapon. This is my absolute #1 favorite way to stay on the leading edge of what's happening and to find out what the top minds are thinking and be absolutely current on all the stuff in internet marketing. And the amazing thing is I gain more time. And every week I learn 3 or 4 incredible aha things. And my secret is podcasts. Podcasts are absolutely exploding. Sean and Lisa Piccarelli from Revenue Magazine do a great podcast every week called Geekcast. The show's called That Affiliate Thing. I mean, what better tool to stay on top of the leading edge stuff than sit down with 2 experts for 45 minutes, and they're interviewing people and they're talking to people at the shows and they're talking about all the breaking news in the industry. It's free of charge. And does everybody know you don't need an iPod to listen to podcasts? All you have to do is go to iTunes, download it for free at apple.com, and you can get amazing shows like For Immediate Release. It's a 1-hour show. Twice a week, Shel Holtz and Neville Hobson do this amazing show about PR and new media. Jaffe Juice, Joe Jaffe, it used to be called Across the Sound. Great new marketing show. Mitch Joel's 6 Pixels of Separation is awesome. Every week, this guy's cranking out 45 minutes to an hour of amazing content in our space. Let me give you a quick sample from our podcast called The 10 Golden Rules, and what kind of stuff we have. So for those of you who haven't listened to a podcast, I'll just pick one here. Get the audio, please. Welcome to episode 30 of the 10 Golden Rules of Internet Marketing podcast. Learn about the most amazing new product of 2008 as we sit down with Peter Shankman of Arrow. We correctly predicted the candidates for the 2008 US presidential election using internet monitoring tools. We're going to revisit those tools with the election just over a week away. We have live blog reports and a very timely song of the week. So let's podcast. So it's as simple as sitting down, recording some audio, sit down and do an interview with an expert, and I'll just skip through. The beauty of podcasts, you can skip through them, right?
Called the top 10 ways to promote your website, yourself, and your eBay store. Colleen was kind enough to make it available to us.
Long story short, I sold 506 hours in 5 minutes. Call the recruiter and listen to that. Thank you, you are the wind beneath my wings. No BS. I love you. Sunshine, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, radio space station.
And then we end every show with a song.
For personal productivity, for business, for fun. Share it with everybody. Our number is 206-888-6606. You can call any time of the day or night. It's a digital recorder, just like an old-fashioned phone recorder. And it emails me your message as an MP3 file. I just dropped it on the show. We already played the song of the week, so I'll wrap up here. Have an amazing week, everybody. Okay. We'll be back.
We already played the song of the week. I normally end the shows with the song of the week. So the amazing thing about podcasts is it's a totally interactive medium, amazing way to get leading edge stuff. And I sat down with Gary Vaynerchuk, interviewed him at this show, and that's going to be on an upcoming podcast. I just sat down with Mari Smith, who's a Facebook guru, and she has 10 strategies for doing business on Facebook. So my podcast and all the other great podcasts I talked about is a great way to stretch your time. And what I mean by that is I can listen to a podcast as I was this morning while I was working out. I can listen to a podcast while I'm waiting for the plane. I can listen to a podcast while I'm walking my dog. So it stretches my ability to stretch time. And of course, when I'm commuting, it's awesome. So podcasts are still in their infancy. The Pew Research study recently released, their downloads are up 300% since '06, so this is really a growing space. And the amazing thing about podcasts is I have millions of competitors. We all have millions of competitors on the internet, right? We have millions of competitors in our physical businesses. But there's only 20 or 30 podcast competitors. There's only 1 or 2 affiliate marketing podcasts. So what a great opportunity to get out there and promote your business, promote your product, and promote your personal brand. It's really, really easy. All you need is a little software like Cast Blaster or Macs come with GarageBand, or you can do it on Blog Talk Radio. You just call a phone number, it records your call. You can get your guests to call in, and you've got a podcast. You've got a digital MP3 file that you can add to your website in iTunes. Great content, as I mentioned. We've interviewed people like Craig Newmark, the founder of Craigslist, Matt Cutts. The community, there's a great free product called K7.net. People call that number and they leave a digital recording. I get emailed an MP3 file and I drop it on the show. As easy as that. Great product, K7.net. Get yourself listed in the directories, list yourself on your website, optimize your podcast for the search engines. So we actually transcribe all the shows, get all that content as content on our website for the search engines, because Google and the other search engines can't read podcasts yet, but what they can do is read the words, so we transcribe the sites. I see there's a few questions. I'm going to take questions at the end, and I'm going to record it for my podcast. So please hold your questions, write them down. I don't want you to skip them. We're #1 in the world for internet marketing podcast. How do we do that? We do it by getting the content, getting the words about the show on the website and sending out some press releases to promote the show. You want to optimize your show name. So we did research in Word Tracker, and we named the show the Internet Marketing Podcast because it gets more searches than the Online Marketing Podcast. Make sure your name's correct in iTunes. iTunes is about 80% of podcast listenership. And then do things to promote your podcast. So I've got my podcast as a part of my email signature. I'm talking about it on my blog. I even added an address for my podcast on my business card. Paid promotion. We're doing some pay-per-click for the podcast and some press releases, as I mentioned. And I hand out a gold disc with our podcast on it when I meet people at events like this. So this third strategy is carve out a niche in this emerging space with very little competition. What an amazing opportunity. There's only 20 or 30 competitors in a space. Get great content. Use Blog Talk Radio. It's really, really easy. You can do a podcast. You need no technology. You just set up an account with Blog Talk Radio, call it in, get your guests to call in, and they'll send you the MP3 file. Advanced tactics include building a community with K7.net, doing live recordings like I did at this event, and sending out free samples. Strategy #4, I'm going to share some tips on how to make money with social media. Perez Hilton, which is kind of a racy celebrity blog, makes $110,000 per month. The Technorati report on the blogosphere, there's 900,000 blog posts a day worldwide, 77 million unique visitors. Blogs with 100,000 or more unique visitors a month earn an average of $75,000. So what an amazing opportunity. How do you do it? Barack Obama absolutely exploded in all the social media. He has the #1 Twitter followers in the world, 165,000 Twitter followers, 790,000 MySpace friends. He has over 4 million people in his supporters page on Facebook. So what did that do? It got him the most powerful job in the United States and a record number of donations through social media. Uh-oh. That was not good. I said I had a lot of slides, but thank you. Okay, here's an example of the #1 way to monetize your blogs. AdSense ads. You know those little Google ads that you see on other people's blogs? It's a program called AdSense. Very easy to add to your blogs. Steve Pavlina is making money that way. Here's Shoe Money. Hopefully you guys have met Shoe at the show or some of his guys. Adding affiliate links and banners to your blogs. Really, really easy way to start monetizing your traffic. And pay-per-post. Pay-per-post is moving to a more sort of ethical approach where you actually disclose that you're being paid to write the post. And you can make between $5 and $2,500 for blogging about a company's products. Twitter is an amazing way if you have a lot of followers. Look at this company, Woot.com, 14,000 followers, and they promote one product per day, like a big screen TV, and they sell out every day. Another way to use social media to make money is to save yourself money. Manage your customer service, especially if we have some big brands in the room. Remember this video that 1.2 million people viewed? This was the Comcast technician falling asleep on a customer's couch while he was waiting for the technical support. Comcast has really turned things around. Frank Eliason and the team have done an amazing job reaching out to people on Twitter, watching what people are saying. When people complain about their Comcast service on Twitter or a blog now, they're reaching out to people proactively. Dell's done the same thing. They've turned negative messaging. Richard at Dell, Richard Binhammer and the team have done a great job building a part of the social media community, being active on Twitter, blogs, and social media. Adam Curry, remember the crazy wild-haired guy from MTV? He's got a great podcast network called Mevio that you can load your podcast up to and share revenue with Mevio. We've monetized our podcast with some sponsorships from GoToMeeting and Silverpaw. The GSPN is a great network of a bunch of shows, including a Lost podcast and a podcast about podcasting, and they have a Plus membership, which is a subscriber membership. And of course, a great way to use podcasts and social media is to build your personal brand. We're trying to use our podcast to share a bunch of incredible free information, and then when people find out about 10 Golden Rules and some of the things we're doing, hopefully they'll talk to us about our internet marketing consulting business. So strategy number 4, making money with social media. Number 1, tactics such as AdSense, adding them to your blogs, affiliate revenue, and podcast sponsorships. And some of the advanced opportunities include micro-selling like Woot. They're selling one product a day, premium content blogs and podcasts, and proactive customer service like we saw from Dell and Comcast. The 5th strategy is your own website. Now this is like a basic thing on how to create your own website. The reason I include this is so many people have been relying on search arbitrage or relying on eBay. And the game's changing. Google's taken search arbitrage for the most part out of the equation. And eBay isn't working as well. A lot of the eBay community is dissatisfied with how they're doing business on eBay, and eBay's put a lot of restrictions in. So a lot of people are really, really smart, superstar internet marketers, but they don't have their own website. So here's some of the basics. First, a great book by Steve Krug's called Don't Make Me Think. And he talks about the basic elements you need on a website, but drilling it down to the simplest thing, make it easy to figure out what it is you want them to do on your website. Don't make them think. Your logo should be in the top left-hand corner. You should have a clear descriptive slogan about who you are and what it is you offer. You should have a search box in the top right-hand corner. That's becoming a convention. 20 to 30% of people who go to websites are looking for that search box. That's just the way they like to navigate your website. They like to search. Your navigation should either be on the left or the top of your website. And there it is across the top at the University of San Francisco website. Your breadcrumbs, when they're in the interior section of your website, they should be able to figure out where they are. And Amazon here tells us we're in business and investing, under marketing and sales, under marketing, under web marketing. Your utilities should be in one of 2 places. It's becoming a convention. Things like the login and the cart. There we see it in the top right-hand portion for Amazon. Some other conventions, your About Us, your news or press. And it's very important to have a sitemap. The sitemap is very important for Google and the other search engines, that Google can navigate and read all the pages on your website. They're going to look for that sitemap link to find their way around your website. So when developing your own site to reduce your dependence on affiliate search or eBay, use things like a WordPress blog. Great way to get a great website started is absolutely nothing to put up. It's free of charge. And WordPress blogs are working exceptionally well in the search engines. Read the book Don't Make Me Think and use common web conventions like putting your logo in the top left, your search in the top right. That's where people are looking for it. Some advanced ideas, great content, search engine optimization, we're going to talk about in a little bit. Lots of testing and adding video to your website. It's absolutely brilliantly easy to copy your YouTube video and embed it, just copy and paste it onto a blog or a website. And all of a sudden you have video on your website where you can tell your story and improve your conversion. Strategy number 6, we couldn't do this presentation without talking about search engine marketing. Some beginner and advanced strategies. There's over 100 billion, that's billion with a B, 100 billion searches every month. People are looking for your products and services. 68% of that is happening on Google or sites that Google provides the back end to. And look at these numbers. 1,445 people every month are searching for internet marketing. 491 people search affiliate marketing. 230 search, affiliate program, affiliate marketing. 28 people are looking for a new affiliate program. Use a tool called Word Tracker or Keyword Discovery to find the exact phrases people are searching and how frequently they're searching for them on your website. Now, the difference everybody knows in the room, I'm sure, between the right-hand side, the paper. What I'm talking about here is the left-hand side, or the free search. Now, what percentage of people in the room prefer to click on the left-hand side? I'd say 80 or 90%. The statistics say that 72% prefer the free, consumers prefer the free side. So this is the tool I talked about earlier, Word Tracker. It tells us exactly how many people search each phrase, and 8,590 people in an average 24-hour period are searching for search engine optimization. They're trying to learn how to do this stuff. The challenge is there's 28 million other people competing, 28 million web pages who also have the phrase search engine optimization. So we're going to look for a more specific phrase like search engine optimization reviews. There's 165 searches in a 24-hour period, but there's only 625 competing web pages. So add specific phrases the way people search them to your website. You need lots of links to your website. This is a free tool called SEO Quake that sits up on my browser. It tells me that 4,979 other people link to our website. Links to your website are critical. They make your website important in the eyes of Google and the other search engines. And it's not just the number of links. There's also, this is a great tool called Touch Graph. And it shows how my website is positioned in the internet marketing community. Your website needs to have relevant links, links from other people in the same industry as you, and it needs to have important links. If you can get a university to link to you, a .edu. I'm speaking later in the week for a university, and I'm begging and pleading them, please just give me a little link, because we're speaking to a seminar they're putting on. A .edu, a .gov, a .org. Every chance you get, give your company's name out as http://www.10goldenrules.com. Don't give your company name when you can get a link as the name of your company. Go out to directories like the Yahoo directory and business.com. Here we got a link for our client on business.com. And we've built a list of over 800 directories that are listing sites that will list our site and our company's site. Take advantage of what we're calling a second click strategy. A lot of times we see Wikipedia coming up in the #1 or #2 result when we do a search, right? So go to the Wikipedia page and add something of value, add something informative about your business or your client's businesses. So the first click, a lot of people, if they're doing research, they're going to go to that Wikipedia page. The second click, you can get them over to your site. This is not a search engine link, but it is a link that's actually going to drive traffic to your site. And make sure your meta tags, the title of your web page, includes the keyword phrases that you're targeting on that page. Take advantage of blended search. We talked about this earlier. Naming images on your site. Google can't read a picture, but it can name the name you give the image on the site. And also things like press releases and YouTube videos. Include the keyword phrases to take advantage of blended search. Reputation management. Make sure you Google and Yahoo and MSN search your brand, your client's brands, your personal name, and make sure you're taking advantage of reputation management, getting as many links as you can to the important areas of your website. Web-optimized press releases. So this is the blending of old-fashioned PR and new-fashioned search engine marketing. We target 2 or 3 phrases from the Word Tracker research and include those phrases in a press release. You want them in the headline of the press release, the body copy of the press release, 2 or 3 times. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to search engine optimize. We're going to make a press release readable by Google. So here's a press release I wrote for a speaking gig at Blog World, and I targeted a phrase like Internet Advertising Podcast, which is searched 4 times a day, but only has 188 competitors. And using a blog in business, usage of blog in business is searched 20 times a day. There's only 28 other web pages that had that exact phrase. And you see we're using that phrase in the headline, in the body copy, 2 or 3 times in the body copy. Now here's the most important part of this advanced SEO strategy. Add the press release to your website first. Before you put it out on a wire service, get it on your website and link to it from your Twitter, from your blog. Make sure Google and the other search engines have read that press release on your website first. It's the first place they read that unique set of content. Then look at the results. Usage of blog and business. We're number 3 on Google. We got a bunch of results on Yahoo, and we got a bunch of, and another result on Google. So some of the basics and advanced strategies for search engine marketing. Optimizing your sites to take advantage of that left-hand side, free traffic. Number 1, an apple a day. Matt Cutts from Google says an apple a day keeps the doctor away, that old saying. Same thing with your website. Adding a page of content to your website every day is a great strategy. Adding those targeted keyword phrases that are highly searched and not that competitive. If you can't do a page a day, do a page a week. Video content is great. Name those videos. Build links. Get out there on blogs. Participate in forums and chats and do everything you can to build links to your website. Make sure the code includes the keyword phrases. Some advanced strategies. Take advantage of GUS or Google Universal Search, blended search, naming your videos, naming your press releases, naming your images to take advantage of those blended search results. Social media content, second click strategy, getting listed on Wikipedia, and the web optimized press releases and reputation management. Strategy number 7, let's cover some of the basics on pay-per-click and I'll give you a couple advanced tricks as well for pay-per-click marketing. So here's a pay-per-click ad. We're positioning 10 golden rules. The search phrase is Florida Marketing Consultant. And you see we're in the number 1 position on the free, but we also have an ad. So we're trying to take advantage of as much of that valuable real estate when people are searching for our products and services. So those of you who haven't, how many of you have run a Google pay-per-click campaign? Okay, so about half the room, so I'll spend a minute on this. So the beauty of a Google pay-per-click campaign is we've got the exact phrases that we want our ads to be positioned on. So I've got terms like internet advertising, internet marketing conference, marketing on internet. And I write my little Google ad exactly the way I want it to appear. 10 golden rules, learn the 10 golden rules of internet marketing, free website review. But I'm testing 6 different ads. This is a direct marketing environment. You can test different ads to see what's working and which ones get clicks, and most importantly, which ones get conversions. A conversion on my website is someone who signs up for our e-newsletter, someone who downloads a copy of an excerpt from our book and gives me their contact information and signs up for our newsletter at the very least, and I can communicate with them. So we had 28 clicks. Our ad was shown 2,000 times. That's a 1.3% click-through rate. And the cost for a lead, the cost for a conversion, a measured action on our website, someone signing up for our newsletter, someone clicking Contact Us, is $3.18. So I can measure to the penny how much it costs to get a lead, and each keyword phrase in each ad has its own different number, and I know exactly how expensive it is. And you get rid of the terms that aren't working, you delete the ads that aren't getting you conversions, and you add new ads like the ads that are working. So you're constantly, I say, sort of Darwining yourself into a profitable position. You're evolutioning the bad performers out of your campaign. Some advanced strategies include geo-targeting. You can content right down to a specific zip code radius around your business, especially if you're a retail business. Or you can write different ads for different countries, different languages. Take advantage of geo-targeting. This is a great tool called dynamic keyword insertion. Here's an ad with the keyword phrase cash for gold, and you see this ad comes up as cash for gold. They're dynamic, and it's not the Cash for Gold company. They're dynamically inserting the keyword. How do you do that? You do it with a little line of code. The title of the ad is going to be keyword colon and then some default text. So you put the default text in case the keyword phrase that the person searches is too long to fit in the title. And if you do it with keyword small case or keyword capital case, the first word's capitalized. If you do it with keyword with capital W, every word is capitalized. So what you're doing is you're inserting the phrase the person searched into the ad or into the title of the ad. You can also do ad scheduling. What's your business rush hour? Another great advanced strategy is something called Website Optimizer. This is a very terrible landing page that Jim Cramer had at thestreet.com before we did some testing. And we tested dozens and dozens of landing pages where Jim looks great, and there's only one specific place you can actually click on this page. And we tested Jim on the left and the forum on the right, and Jim on the right and the forum on the left. And this was the most successful page that improved performance, 44%. But the amazing thing about Google Optimizer is that you can actually test different headlines, different photos, different buttons, different calls to action. And it tells us that a combination of 11 of all these variables, it's called multivariate testing, has a 99% chance to beat the original landing page. Google Optimize, a very powerful tool, advanced strategy. So wrapping up, strategy number 7, PPC. Great way to get targeted leads to your site. Select keywords, test your ads, test your offers, and test your landing pages. Some advanced strategies, keyword insertion, inserting the actual keyword the person searched as the title of the ad or in the body copy. Scheduling your ads at the times they're most effective, but make sure these decisions are being made on conversions, taking a desired action on your website. Strategy number 8 we call microanalysis. Now, a lot of us in this room have websites, have web business, have internet businesses. But what I mean by microanalysis is digging really deep into the numbers. So many times we do like an A/B test, or we look a little bit at our analytics. This strategy is an advanced strategy. It's about digging really, really deep into how your website's performing. So Google has a great tool called Analytics. It's free of charge. Every single website should have analytics on their website. What a great, powerful tool to find out how are your goal funnels converting. So this is people came to a page, they went to the next page, and then they did a sign up or made an e-commerce purchase. And you can see how your site is performing on goal conversions. Here's 3 different goals on a site. And the first goal has 48 conversions. The second one has 319. The next one has 156. And you can analyze each of those funnels and how they're performing. And if you see a lot of drop off at a specific page, you revise that page and you test an alternate and you improve, constantly micro-analyzing. Here's a number of pages on our website. We have a call to action on every page. We have different forms. We're doing a lot of testing to improve our conversion on the site against our goals. Syntrix is an amazingly powerful tool. This will tell you what your competitors are doing. So this tool tells you, for example, this is a search on education competitors, and it tells us affiliate actions taken by other competitors. So strategy number 8, microanalysis, digging deep to improve your website performance. Using Google Analytics and things like Syntrix to improve your performance and look at what your competitors are doing. Strategy number 9, building community. An online community is an interactive group of people joined together by a common interest. It's one of the most powerful tools a marketer can deploy for customer retention, word of mouth, and insight. Jeremiah Aoyang at Forrester. Seth Godin wrote a great new book recently called Tribes, all about building a tribe of people around a common interest. The Affiliate Summit community, if you haven't taken advantage of this, I encourage you to do it. There's a really amazing new website called ning.com. And Affiliate Summit put up this great community. And a bunch of us were networking prior to this event, looking for people with common interests, making business connections, setting up meetings, and finding out about all the parties and all the happenings at the show. There's also a great Twitter community. For those of you who don't know, the Twitter tag is ASW09. So you use the hashtag ASW09 with every Twitter tweet, and you can see everybody at the conference who's communicating. It's a great tool at a conference to be a part of a community, and it takes your conference attending up to another level. LinkedIn groups, incredibly powerful. Here's a group I'm a member of called the Ecom Experts. So people have a common interest sharing in a group. And recently a group in Boca Raton, where I live, held a meetup. And meetup.com is this incredible new website where you can find people who have a common interest and organize a meetup. So they just threw this meetup together and asked me to speak. And we had 60 people last week in the first week of January. The Internet Business Academy and a number of other membership sites. Joel Comm was a speaker here. Do what's called paid membership sites where you can create a community and learn online. So what are some of the opportunities for community? Number 1, develop and participate in your own communities. Join and participate in these groups in your passion areas. Develop your own meetups. What a great opportunity to create an affiliate marketers meetup in your area. Some advanced strategies, developing your own member site with tools like MemberGate and AIM-Member. And the 10th strategy is lead the trends. This is also the 10th golden rule. And what I mean by this is find out what are some of the leading stuff. This is really going to take your business to the next level. The first one is called HARO. We've mentioned this a couple times. Gary Vaynerchuk mentioned it yesterday. Peter Shankman, the founder, was here at the show. This is my breakout, awesome product of 2008. It's called Help a Reporter Out. You sign up for free and you get an email like this 3 times every business day. And the amazing thing is there's real media leads in this tool. So look at some of the leads. Urgent, homeowners default on mortgages, USA Today. So you're getting emailed a lead by the USA Today, the reporters looking for experts. Companies doing well, Market Watch. Social networking articles and blogs, someone's writing an ebook. So for all of us in the room, we should have jumped on this harrow and responded and said, you know, we know a little bit about social networking and articles. And you get the details. So this journalist, Stephanie Armour from USA Today, actually put her email out on Harrow, and you could contact her if you were an expert in this area. There's 2 ways I use Harrow. Number 1, I look for areas that I might be an expert. The second thing, I reread it and I look for people in my network. What an amazing networking tool. Remember the give to get strategy. If I can recommend someone, hey, they're looking for an expert and you're an expert in this area at USA Today, what a great thing to give someone, a lead for a media opportunity. Another advanced tool I've recently been using called compete.com. This allows me to track traffic to a number of different websites. It's great for looking at your competitive set. This tool is called SpyFu, and it actually shows pay-per-click. It shows activity that your competitors are doing on pay-per-click, and you can actually drill down and find out what words they're bidding on. Amazing new tool called Quick. You can stream video live from a cell phone, and it streams audio and video. This was Robert Scoble was at the World Economic Forum, and he sent out a Twitter tweet saying, I'm streaming live from Davos, Switzerland at the World Economic Forum. This is a great tool called Widgetbox. You can build little widgets, which are little functions or applications that can sit on people's websites. It used to cost $6,000, $10,000, $15,000 to build a widget. But Widgetbox has hundreds of these widgets that you can get for $50, $100. Susan on my team did an amazing thing, and she didn't even tell me about it till the other day. She went and built a widget that serves the latest blog posts, the headlines from blog posts. And she sent that out to a bunch of websites and bloggers, and they put links to our client, Seen Daily, so that they put this up on their website, and it showed our clients' latest blogs and stories from their RSS feed. So we get a great search engine link, and plus a tremendous piece of real estate on somebody else's website. So what a great tool. The 10th strategy, lead the trends. Take advantage of hot new tools and technologies before the competition figures them out. Normally these things have about a 6-month life cycle. So if there's something new that you found out about at this show, and you're not going to get to it for like 3-4 months, there's a good chance the sharp folks at this show are going and figuring it out and doing some testing and making some money. And by the time you start doing your testing and get rolling 6 months from now, there's so many people taking advantage of this new strategy that it's gone. So lead the trends is all about jumping on things before they go away. Some of the advanced tactics, I like Harrow. I love Harrow, helpareporterout.com, free registration for media leads. Quick is video streaming. Compete.com, SpyFu, and iSpionage are competitive analysis tools. Some advanced things, sending Harrows to your network, great networking, using Blidgets, which are blog widgets and other widgets, Twitter and podcasts to stay on the leading edge. If everyone will fill out this form, hopefully everyone has a copy. We're going to do a drawing for a free consultation and a copy of my book. People ask, what is 10 Golden Rules? Well, it's a set of rules for internet marketing, but we do landing pages and video, viral marketing, search engine marketing, e-newsletters, new program launch strategies, and we're doing leading edge cool things like the virtual world Second Life. So to wrap up 10 success strategies for internet marketers. Number 1, build your personal brand. Follow your passion, find your area of passion, do some writing, build your blog and your Twitter following. Video is a great opportunity to separate yourself from the crowd. It's great for conversion. Podcasts, what an amazing opportunity to put out a little audio radio show with only 20 or 30 competitors, or maybe only 2 or 3 competitors in affiliate marketing. Making money through social media, doing things like AdSense ads on your blog and sponsorships on your podcast. Develop your own website, follow some of the conventions, logo top left, search box top right, and an apple a day, adding an article to your website every week, every day, constantly adding content for the search engines. We talked about some basic and advanced search engine strategies, like adding content, targeting the keyword phrases, and some advanced things like web-optimized press releases, merging search engine optimization and PR, sending those press releases out on PR Web. It only costs $80 to do a web-optimized press release, but get it on your website first. We talked about basic and advanced pay-per-click strategies. Make sure you're tracking conversions, people taking a desired action on your website. Microanalysis, looking at the funnel, how it's performing. We talked about creating a community, ning.com. You can create a free community, meetup.com. You can create a community and actually meet up in person, and some leading trends like Quick and Haro. Let me just wrap up by asking you to, don't try all of these things. I blasted through 120 slides, and everyone has the handouts. But try a couple of these things. Pick a couple of things that you think are going to be a differentiator for your business. And try a couple of them really quickly, and then test it out, and then try a couple more. Don't look at this like, oh, there's like 100 things to do. Pick a couple that are going to make a difference for you. Please pay it forward. So share this with everybody. This video is going to be available on affiliatesummit.tv. So share it with people. Pay it forward. And I'd love you to call in, join my podcast. So you call the podcast line 206-888-6606. Anytime you have a question or a comment, or if you launched a new product or a new blog, we'll play it on the podcast and share it with our listeners. I'd love you to be my friend on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter. I love speaking opportunities, so if you're looking for presentations like this for your local marketing association or any national associations, I'd appreciate that. And of course, our business we'd love to talk to you about how we can help your business and get more traffic to your site and convert more sales. So we have about 6 or 7 minutes for Q&A. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to audio record the Q&A as well. So I'd like you to feel free to promote your website. So tell me your name and who you are. And I'm going to put the Q&A on our podcast as well. So feel free to say your name and your website. It'll take just 1 sec to get this rolling. Is there a mic as well? Can I carry the mic around? I'm just going to be the... You
want to carry it?
Yeah. No, that's good. Because then I could do the audio as well. Okay, we're rolling. Right in front. We'll go to Gail.
Hi, Jay. My name's Gail Goodwin. I'm with InspireMeToday.com and theglobalhugtour.com.
Great to see you, Gail.
Thank you. Coming here from Green, Boulder, Colorado. This is invaluable, phenomenal information, Jay, and I really appreciate
Thank you.
it. My question is, I want to share this with a lot of people. Is this already online that we can just send them a link and you can keep all this paper and save all the trees?
Thank you so much. I wish I found a better way than handing out the presentation, but people love to take notes, and I'm a note taker. It drives me crazy. So the presentation will be online on SlideShare, and I think there'll be a link on our website and a link from affiliatesummit.com.
Hi, my name is John Hogan with SeaEagle.com. I was curious about Compete.com. I'd be very interested in that, and I was wondering if you had checked your own analytics versus what Compete.com says you were doing in traffic, and if you verified that it was indeed accurate.
We looked at a bunch of free tools like Compete.com, iSpionage, SpyFu. I mentioned SEO Quake, which is a nice tool that sits on top of your toolbar browser. There's another great tool called SEO Digger that tells you how many search engine results you get on the first 2 pages of Google. And I don't recommend any of those free tools. But what I recommend is the full suite of the tools. So if you take a quick look at how your site performs versus your competitors on Compete.com, and you're going to see a nice chart of how your site performed over time. And you take a look at Alexa, and you look at SpyFu, and you look at iSpionage. I find when you look at the suite of 5 or 6 free tools, you get a really good feel of how your site's performing versus your competitors. But definitely don't put too much stock in any one of them. They're free tools. They all grab from a very specific portion of the internet. But taken together, I think the suite of tools give you a really good example of how your site's performing.
Hi, Jay. Kate from Gifts.tv, TampaBay.tv, and TampaBay.fm. So thank you so much. You did an incredible job. You're one of those leaders. Collaboration, I just love it. So thank you for sharing. I know that, I just want to mention kickapps.com is another, and I have no interest in that. But my question is, including for myself, I'm a very video, and I thank you so much for sharing that about video. The power of video is just amazing. My question with podcasts, I'm easy to learn things for whatever reason. I'm scared. So tell me how to get over my fear. I'm being real. I think a lot of people here, might be like, that sounds all good, but they're shaking inside. I know I am, and I've been on the internet for a while. Haven't made a dime yet. But anyways, oops. Maybe this is somebody telling me what to do.
Well, the basics for podcasts. First of all, the easy way to get started with podcasting is a tool called Blog Talk Radio. And you can create free podcasts at Blog Talk Radio. They give you a phone number. If you have a guest, the person calls the phone number. It records the call, and they handle it, and it's uploaded, and they give you a link to where the show is going to be served at blogtalkradio.com. So there's no technology, there's no recording equipment, and there's nothing like that. So Blog Talk Radio is the simple, easy, fantastic way to get started, and there's a lot of great content on Blog Talk Radio right now. If you want to go to a little bit more advanced, I actually recorded a presentation I gave at PodCamp called 10 Strategies for Launching and Promoting a New Podcast. And the slides are available on my website, and the download of the audio recording is available on my website. And we walk you through the equipment you need, how to get your podcast out there, the technology, and how to promote it. But it's really easy, because if I can do it, anyone can do it. And this device I'm recording on now is called an M-Audio MicroTrack. You press one button, record. You press one button to stop recording. It creates a digital file. You download it to your computer. You upload it to iTunes, and you're a podcaster. So it's really easy to get started. And if you go to 10goldenrules.com, click on podcast. Episode 13 is the one with how to podcast. And it also on there is the slides. You can download the slides from the presentation, 10 strategies for podcasting. And don't print them, keep them green. This is the fitness portion of the program.
Hi, Jay. I'm Chantal Patton with herweddingplanner.com. And
Hi, Chantal.
how are you doing?
Great.
We have a Ning group on our site where the brides can go and socialize and whatnot. And I'm just wondering, is there an advantage to using one that's on our own server so that it's not owned by someone else? And how would we go about switching that, or is that even a good idea to do?
Well, you said the Ning group's on your site, right? Because you can actually point a Ning community to your website. So that's great, because all that activity's on your website. People are going to log in on your website, and they don't really know they're on a Ning group.
Right.
So I think you've done it. The search engine content's going to be on your website. The community's pointing at your website. The other thing you probably want to do is ask people to subscribe so you get their email and their contact information, and you can send them old-fashioned emails, get them to subscribe to your blog so you can send them RSS feeds, and I think you're on your way.
Ratna with redtagnews.com. Jay, I would like to know how you go about choosing audio versus video podcast. I know video podcasts have some advantages.
So the question's audio versus video? That's a great question. Personally, I'm very passionate about audio because when I'm at my computer, I feel like I have work to do, and I can only watch one or two videos, and I just feel the email monster calling my name, and I just don't have, I feel like I don't have time to watch a lot of video. But audio podcasts for me stretch my time incredibly because I listen when I commute, I listen when I walk my dog, so instead of him going for 2 minutes, Tyler gets a good 20-minute walk and I listen to a podcast. And I actually, when I was in the airport and I was walking from the plane to the terminal, I had my iPod on. And when I was working out this morning, I was listening. So for me, audio stretches my time. So I think that audio has a place. At the same time, video has a place because video, different people consume content differently. So some people will read your blog. Some people will watch your videos. And someone like me is just going to eat up an audio podcast. So I think the answer is both. But if you're going to start with one or the other, I'd follow your passion. If you're passionate about video, it doesn't have to be fancy. You saw Sean Collins' great videos shot in his home office with his Diet Dr. Pepper cans on his desk and the pictures on the wall. So follow your passion and go for something that you're going to do regularly. I thought I saw one back here. I'll go over here and we'll come back. Let's take about 3 more, and then I'll stick around.
Hi, my name is Cherie Britton, and I'm with www.womenstennisapparel.com. And you were saying early something about arbitrage? I don't understand that.
Search arbitrage was a strategy that Google's trying to block and the search engines are trying to block. But essentially it's when you do a search and you click on the paid ad and you come to a page and all you see is a bunch more links to a bunch of other Google ads. Well, those are Google AdSense ads. And so the site is sharing the revenue with Google. So when you click on their site, Google makes some money and they make some money. And what the arbitrage guys were trying to do was find a phrase that was inexpensive, what we call a long tail phrase. So something like, search engine optimization consultant Florida. And then when you click and go to their site, you're just clicking on a phrase, search marketer or something. So the long phrase might only cost 5 cents a click, but the short phrase might be like a 20 or 30 cent click. And so they might make half the money with Google, 15 cents, and they just made 10 cents. So the arbitrage is that difference in the middle.
Thank you.
I saw one at the back. Any over here? Those of you listening at home, I'm actually running around the room doing the Q&A.
Hi, Jay. My name is Daniel. I'm from DODX.com. I know we can add the Google Analysis to our website, to every page, so you can...
Google Analytics, right?
Yeah. I want to know, can we also add the Compete to the...
No, compete.com is just a tool. You go to their website, and you type in your URL, and you type in your competitor's URL, and it gives you a graph of the performance. And then they have a paid tool with other reporting functions as well. So compete.com is just a website you go to. It's not analytics on your site.
Okay.
And it's a better tool to see how your website competes versus your competitors. That's the heart of that one. Let's take one more, and we'll do a draw, and we'll wrap up.
Hi, I'm Larry Chang. Jay, good job.
Thank you.
I'll
bump it up.
Yeah, bump the microphone, heard it. I've got 2 questions. One is, when you have the number to call, does that download immediately to your T7 that uploads to your podcast? Or you can
I think the question was K7.net. That's a free line that they give me an 800 number. It just happens to be 206-888-6606. And if you call that number anytime, 24 hours, 7 days a week, it's a digital recorder. And so you record a message or a question for our podcast, and they email me an MP3 file. So I get a digital audio file as an attachment to an email, and it's ready to go, and I can drop it on the podcast. K7.net, the letter K, number 7.net.
And then the second part of my question was, when you're transcribing your podcast to, what service do you use for that?
There are some automated tools, but we're still using an old-fashioned human tool. Yeah. I don't know them. What are some of the tools?
I'm not going to plug it.
Okay. And we found someone who's very inexpensive, and she also does a lot of work on looking up the website URLs and formatting the content, because we're actually formatting the content on the podcast for the search engines. So every page on your website should have between 250 and 1,000 words. So our podcasts are generally around 10,000 words. And so what we do is we break the podcast up into 10 pages of around 1,000 words, and that transcriber actually puts logical sections. So we might have the Q&A portion, the customer call-ins. That's a section. Then if I have an interview, that might get broken up into 3 logical sections. And so each page ends up being around 700-800 words, whatever. And then we add that content, and each page becomes a unique page on the website. And each page gets its own meta tags. So we target the keyword phrases in the page. We write the title and description and keywords meta tag. And then we've just come up with 10 brand new pages of lovely Google content, search engine content, brand new content.